So the question is, why is the Pebble Mine draft environmental impact statement flawed? And I think the biggest reason, and it's a pervasive reason, is that it's not based on sound science. If there's one thing that really strikes me, is that you've got groups of scientists and habitat managers and biologists that have risen up here. And these aren't folks that are going to be banging pans and standing up and being activists too much, but they are so appalled.
The Corps of Engineers is committed to open, transparent communication. Public participation is an important part of our process and will help to ensure accurate parameters, thorough environmental analysis, and more effective, consistent, and well-informed decisions.
How do you put forth a DEIS that doesn't consider a major tailings catastrophe, a major tailings dam failure?
When it comes to an environmental disaster at a mine, few top this. 10 million cubic meters of water in a tailing pond.
Sludge flooded out of the bowels of the earth. Nearly 1 million cubic meters of mine waste spilled over 7 kilometers.
That's insane. That's one of the biggest concerns people have, is how are you going to contain toxic waste at the top of our watershed for eternity? And what are they going to do to make sure that it doesn't break? Yet the DEIS, the Army Corps, the people who are supposed to be looking at things like that and making sure that they're protecting people, don't even include it. How is that possible? It is a slap in the face to the people of Bristol Bay who have been told for over a decade, wait for the process. Wait for the process. The process is where you'll have your voices heard and your concerns met. And yet this process has been very clearly so rigged in favor of Pebble. And this DEIS is a prime example of how.
What we're seeing right now is instead of Pebble investing in science and trying to understand what the potential impacts would be on our salmon fisheries, on our brown bear populations, on the local economies here, we're seeing them throw tens of millions of dollars into these fancy lobbyists that are tightly intertwined with EPA and the Army Corps and working to get the decisions they want.